after this round, I'm going to have to call it for the stream, because when my connection starts doing this, it seems to do it, like, all night.
Yeah, like, it doesn't
So
stop.
it doesn't stop. So after we finish this round, I apologize. I didn't want to cut quite this early.
Well, it is 8 o'clock.
It is, and we started at, what,
2
like,
something?
2 or 3, something like that?
Oh, you did?
So, I mean, we've streamed for a while today. I really wanted to, though, so.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do something for N7 Day last year, and I forget what it was. I got distracted, and then I never ended up doing anything. So.
Scram is throwing a fit for me.
Yeah. Apologies for that, guys. If there was anything I could do to stop that, I would.
Alright, I'm gonna go for the device. Oh, never mind.
And I mentioned this yesterday. It's, I suppose, more... Ah, crap, I'm down.
Uh-oh.
It's worth mentioning in a specifically Mass Effect-oriented stream that at some stage in the future, I want to stream the entirety of the Mass Effect series for the channel. That's a pretty far ways out, though, because there's a lot of other stuff I want to stream prior to starting on Mass Effect, because it's a pretty lengthy series, which means it'll take several months to complete the entirety of. So anyone who is hoping for that, you can expect it at some point. It's probably just several months, if not a year or so, out. So.
Noah says, guys, help. I need a relatively simple song to chart for Rock Band 3.
Enter Sandman, Metallica. Pretty simple. Classic.
Tenacious D, Pick the Destiny.
Or, crap, what is it? Is it actually called Turn the Page? The one that Metallica covered of an older, like, I think it was a country song originally.
Ooh. I just got Paladin 2 and Argus.
Paladin 2 is amazing.
Paladin 2 is awesome. Finally an upgrade. Argus is terrible.
Yeah, the Argus is
So are we not playing this game anymore?
Oh, I am. Even though stream's over, I'm gonna keep playing.
Yeah, I'm starting to get hungry, so I think she and I are gonna get some food anyway.
Oh, no, it says Enter Sandman has been done, also been done 302,453 times before.
Let's see, there's XTC of Gold. Can you tell I'm in a Metallica mood? You could do some AFI songs. Shite. Miss Murder is decent. What else? Man, it's a long time since I listened to AFI. Man. Actually, default in the game, the third solo is crazy hard. Yeah, I'd imagine. Let's see. What have I listened to? Ooh, pretty much anything from Lacuna Coil. A lot of their stuff is rhythmically fairly simple, however very satisfying. And if you haven't heard any of their work, I highly recommend
it's
it.
actually default in the game.
Yeah.
To Enter the Sandman.
Could go with some Fort Minor. Get a little remember the name. Let's see. Let me, since that's the question, let me run through some of the music that's on my computer for ideas. Share some of my musical taste with you guys. Let's see.
Yeah.
You're gonna rock banger. I'm going full trader. Oh, shut up. I'm gonna sit back to server.
Marcus says, finish metal. Is carrying on Wayward Son too hard?
Probably not. It's actually, except for the solo.
Because I really like that song.
Rhythmically, it's fairly simple. The solo's kind of advanced. That's about it, though.
What are we using music for again?
For stuff for Noah to adapt to a rock band thing.
Bunny says, I've been enjoying the work of Adrian von Ziegler. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I found him on YouTube.
Von Ziegler's really good.
I have, like, almost all of his albums.
Could go with some,
download it for me.
some Rammstein.
Nice.
Could go with some good old "We're all living in America."
No.
Rosenrot, oh Rosenrot.
Let's not.
Let's absolutely.
Where?
Ich will, always a good one.
Oh, I got my shotgun still? Seriously? Oops.
What else?
Oh, ooh, the triple.
I just cloaked and got a triple kill with a heavy melee.
Good times.
Oh, that was brutal. I don't know why I've ever played as another character.
What's another?
Noah says, I might try my hand at Sabaton. And Rammstein's already been done.
That's what I'm trying to look for, like somewhat more obscure stuff. Some of it within Temptations stuff would probably work pretty well.
What they should have done with this game, the ability to have no weapon.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, just for
Just
speed.
go straight abilities, like all
Yeah.
cooldown.
Yeah, because there's so many good characters, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can get to a 200 cooldown, but there should be like an extra bonus if you don't take a gun or something.
I actually 90-something America on vocals.
Nice.
But he
I
says, same here,
approve.
my favorite songs are Pulse and Part of the Pack. That song speaks to the Irish in me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some Nightwish stuff would actually work, I think. It's not very rock, however, you could do The Islander from Nightwish. Last of the Wilds is good. That would probably get hard, though, because Last of the Wilds is pretty complex.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good, though.
Love that song. And I really like
And simply mentioning Nightwish.
7 Days to the Wolves is good.
Yeah, 7 Days to the Wolves is really good as well.
It's not quite as complicated as Last of the Wilds, though.
Yeah. And simply mentioning Nightwish, now the comments is all just going to get... it's just going to devolve into the "we miss Tarja" debate.
No, it hasn't done anything yet.
No, I mean like for the export of this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I swear Nightwish is like cursed. Like you can't discuss them online without people immediately clamoring and whining. "We miss Tarja." She was a vampire. Get over it. She was an excellent vocalist.
Yeah.
It just... she's done. She is no longer a part of Nightwish. Accepted. That is all. It was great while it lasted. It isn't lasting anymore. That's all.
No, it says, I would say Winter Sun, but I don't want to kill my hands yet.
Alright, so I think prior to stream crashing again, because I'm sure it will, I will call it an evening. So, a happy celebration of N7 Day to you all. If anyone is curious as to whether or not, if you haven't already played Mass Effect, I highly recommend it. Like, I have my sincere criticisms, especially of the third entry in the series, and yet, despite that, it's still worth playing.
Yeah.
It kind of crashes at the end, so I would say savor the journey, not the destination, if that's your aim, if you haven't played through it
Marcus
already.
wants Opera Snork.
Well, plus, also, if you play 3, play it for the combat.
Yeah.
Because the combat is so good.
Yeah, and like that's...
Compared to 1 and 2, the combat is just awesome.
Absolutely.
The story just falls behind.
Exactly. Like, if
But
I were
it is
to come up
awesome until the
with...
end.
if I were to come up with a critical score for Mass Effect 3, everything in it would score extremely high as far as the different facets of the game, except for the narrative.
No one wants to know.
And it was
what
actually
work on
pretty good until
the
close to
stream
the
pop-up.
end, and then bomb.
When we get back.
Perhaps once we get... once we return from food. I can't guarantee it, because I've had a headache all day and it's kind of coming back, so... maybe, possibly. Sometime in the next couple of days, definitely. So yeah, anyway, as far as Mass Effect is concerned, the first one very much channels a lot of like exploratory sci-fi. It still kind of conjures up the mystery of exploring a wider galaxy and, like, you know, unvisited planets and that kind of thing. The second one channels a lot more attitude. I think it has more character depth and development, and it's got some of the most interesting interactions in the series. And the third is mechanically superb. So all of them shine in different ways, which means the entire series is still worth playing. It's just
where one is a little slow.
Yeah, it is a kind of slow, especially in the first act. It's a little slow to get started. Once it picks up, it really picks up. The second one is pretty much just action straight out the gate, and it never really stops.
Exactly.
Which is why the second is my favorite entry in the series.
Yeah.
So, what we were just playing for the last few hours was the multiplayer aspect of Mass Effect 3, which is more or less simulating the culmination of the war that most of the series kind of builds to. So,
and it's still awesome, even though it's old.
Yeah, it still holds up fairly well as a co-op way of survival. Like, it's pretty simple because
Yeah, it's very simple.
I think there's like less than a dozen maps, and there's like the coolest thing to it really is it's not a mode I would recommend that someone who hasn't played the rest of Mass Effect just jump straight into, because one of the coolest things to it is having played through the entire series and then getting to play as, you know, some of the specific units and races and like classes with abilities and such that you've seen and heard about throughout the entire series, and now actually you get to play as them for the first time in the series later, you know, in the third entry. So
well, plus you're not going to get these classes.
Exactly.
Like, all their special abilities, when you've played them through this thing, you've seen them used, you're just going to flow into the classes.
Yeah. So, yeah, ending stream for the night, are coming back in a few hours. Now, I'm wrapping the N7 stream here because I can kind of feel the pressure in my head. So I'm hoping it doesn't turn into a migraine again. It kind of feels like it might. So that's why another thing, I'm actually kind of glad that we're wrapping, because this is setting in kind of fast and hard on me, so hopefully this won't turn into a skull-crushing migraine like I am prone to sometimes. So, I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to kind of say as far as, while I'm on the topic of Mass Effect. I can't quite recall. Anyway, I highly recommend it, at any rate. Because it's one of the most, I suppose, intellectual RPGs I've ever played in terms of the variety of like topics that it covers. There's interpersonal, there's scientific, there's a sense of wonder to the exploration, and there's also a lot of humor involved as well. Like, it's got some clever writing, and it doesn't always take itself very seriously. It isn't afraid to laugh at itself, especially with some of the sometimes more serious characters. Like, anyone who knows the scientist Solarian is exactly on the same page with me.
Yes, so much yes.
So, like, it's, I suppose one of the things that I can condense all of that down to is the Mass Effect series comes with charm in spades.
Yes.
So, I think on that note is an adequate conclusion. So, cheers for everyone who stuck through the stream and all the technical issues we've had all day. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say. So, thank you all for sticking around. I am Kinsmark here at Lessable Press. This is Violeta. I was joined variously throughout the evening with Ghost and Whiskers. And I will link to their channels in the description of the exports of this stream, since they were kind enough to stop around and shoot the Reapers and Cerberus with me. Actually, we didn't actually fight any Reapers. We fought Geth and Cerberus. Yep. Anyway, so, as always, wish you all good gaming, and Godspeed.
Bye! Opera snort.
Snort! Figaro, Figaro, snort! Wow. Oh, yeah. That's the reaction, just wow. That just happened.
Yeah.
Now you have to deal with that. Never 6 get. Alright.